All right, so this is part 2 from part 1 of my story, right? My name is Miss Amy. I am a single mom of a boy that is 7, soon to be 8 in 1 month, literally, y'all. Literally. Oh, so crazy. But I want to move forward with the black sheep story because, you know, I am one. I am the black sheep. I know people come on here talking about it. But my story from the beginning all the way till now that I'm 37 years old, I have dealt with the fake of the fake of the fake, and I'm gonna expose. And here I go, telling my side of the story, how it all went down up until now that I am in my 30s, okay? And if you guys haven't seen my birthday video, go check it out because it's in here too, okay? But this is the year of exposure, you know, and I feel like a lot of us are coming out and talking about our story. And if you got a story to tell, you tell it. Tell it how you experienced it, right? Because you're still here and you're still standing. Thank the Lord upstairs. So let's get into it. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, right? The beginning of my life, my upbringing. Let's spill the tea, right? Go get some popcorn, get some tea, or your favorite muffin, and enjoy the story. So, going back to the beginning, when first tragedy hit, I was 11 years old, 11, 12-ish years old. I got taken away from my mother. All of us, by the way. She had 3 of us. Got taken away from her at a young age. That's why I am the best phenomenal mother there is to be, and I am proud of myself for that. Oh yes, I am. And I know I am. I am a great mother. And I'm not saying that there's no other good mothers out there, because I'm pretty sure that there is good mothers out there. Anyways, let's go back to the beginning. The beginning of my upbringing was rough. I had to grow up fast. I got taken away from my mother at 11 years old due to drugs and violence in the home, okay? Drama. She didn't want to change. I love you, mother, to death. But this is my side of the story, okay? If you're watching. I don't talk to my mother anymore because she never changed. She never wanted to change. She never really wanted a relationship with me. She never really wanted nothing to do with me unless I had some money, okay? So let's get into it. Anyhow, I got taken away from her. All of her children, my brothers and sisters, as 3 of us, got taken away from her when they were very young due to her negligence and her lack of attention to them. I'm the middle child. She didn't really pay no mind to my sister. My aunt saw that and asked to adopt her, and my mom willingly gave her up, okay? She has another story of her own, but that's the story I was told, and that's what I'm going with. Hold up. And so fast forward to me staying with her. Somehow I ended up staying with her till I was 11 years old. There was an adopted family, which is a friend of a family that my mom grew up with. Not blood. They're not my blood, but they always had been around for my upbringing. They saw me suffer at a very, very young age. Hence why I took so personally me growing into a woman and them still having this outlook. But you gotta look at it from a deeper level. When the parent of someone that's upbringing goes through tragedy, goes through traumatic experiences, as they get older, that's how that outlook they're gonna have about that person will always be. I had to learn that the hard way. All right? I had to learn that the hard way. Now, this will all make sense after. Now, fast forward to when I got taken away. I got taken away at 11, got put into different foster homes. All I knew was strangers from a young age, and I had to grow up fast out of defense for myself as a child, right? I had to I have to fend for myself. I have to defend myself. I have to learn how to have discernment at a very young age. I had to. Not every home that I went in was a great home. I went into three different homes, a group home, all different types of situations that I shouldn't have gone through. My mom didn't fight for me. She moved across the state. She said everything was too stressful for her, and she told other people, which was in the adopted family, to take me in. She did not want nothing to do with it, with me. That as a little girl can be heartbreaking, because I'm like, okay, you have to fight for me. You have to change your life. You have to stop doing drugs. You have to stop doing what you're doing. Get me back. She did not. Got put into the adopted family that so-called still calls me family and loves me. They don't. Not like that. And they didn't show me any morals. They didn't show me how to be respectful. They didn't show me how to be a well-known citizen. They didn't tell me about credit. They didn't show me about anything. I learned about life skills in a life skills class that I was forced to take through the foster care system, okay? And I learned a little bit there, and that's how I gained so-called somewhat of a life skill experience, and also living on my own, which I wanted to do forcefully, because I'm like, heck, if I'm not getting any real attention at home and getting taught anything at home, I might as well just learn on my own in the street. And boy, did I learn. I learned a lot. Anyhow, at 17 years old, I got my first apartment. The state helped me, blah, blah, blah. With the recommendation of me having to, what is that called? Be working on something. So I have to either be in school, college, working, whatever. And then they would help me out, right? With college and whatever else. When I was young, I was surrounded, when I went to that adoptive family, I was surrounded with a lot of partying. They did a lot of partying. They did a lot of adult things that my teenage self should have not seen or been a part of. None of the things that they showed me were things that they said, hey, you shouldn't bring this into your adult life or your teenage life. Chill. No. All they wanted to do and know was party, party, party. That's what I did. And be promiscuous, because that's what they showed me. They never once said, hey, you shouldn't be like that. Hey, you shouldn't do that. I learned that as an adult. Hey, that's not right. That's not ladylike. Okay? Now, this will all make sense a little later. Let's keep going, right? Now I'm living on my own, doing parties of my own, so-called found my high school sweetheart, we fall in love, we move in together. We're young, we're dumb. He gets into some serious drug use, when I tell you, serious. And of course, your girl goes down the hatchet with this dude. And let's just say it didn't end well. I was with him for a couple years throughout high school, and it didn't end well for me. I don't think it really ended well for him, and we ended up splitting somehow. And now I'm all the way on my own, away from my adopted family, away from my mom, young, living on my own. And one of the main things I prayed for was my son, or a family of my own that will love and cherish me. And then hence I met his dad, and I had moved to another town, and I only saw my adopted family once in a blue, or should I say the holidays. Oh, don't us black sheep hate that. Oh, you're only coming around because it's the holidays and blah, blah, blah. Your girl was not happy, to say the least. So, long story short, I always express myself, hey, I want to see you guys more throughout the year. Oh, we're all busy with our families. And I'm like, but aren't I family? Aren't I? Anyhow, started a family of my own, had my son, was married. That family hated my guts. His whole side of the family hated my guts, because of course, the black sheep gets hated on. You're the light of the world. You're the light. How can you be this? How can you be that? So they hated my guts. Our relationship / marriage ended very fast after we had our son. I would say 2 years into having our son, our relationship went, and he divorced me. I feel like he was influenced by his family. I'm not gonna sit here and blame everybody for everything, right? Because we have to look at ourselves. I was young, I was immature, I came from a lot of craziness when I got with him. A crazy lifestyle. I lived a crazy way. I did a lot of things. I was a wild child. That's what I grew up around. That's all I knew. So when I got with him, I fell for him, and I felt like, okay, I can calm down. I can have a family. I wanted more kids. And it just didn't happen. There was a lot of learning I still had to do. There was a lot of learning he still had to do. And we did try. We put up I would say a little fight. He put up a little fight. I put up a little fight, but I got tired fast. I'm like, if you don't have a family, your family ain't blessing us, supporting us, this ain't never gonna work. Because we got to deal with each other for family events and family this and family that. If nobody's getting along, how fun is a family event going to be? Not fun at all. Not fun at all. Anyhow, he ended up divorcing me and I left. I left the state. Yes, I did. I said, things are not going well for me here in Connecticut, so I'm leaving. Long story short, he said, you can go. I said, I'm taking our son. He said, okay. Left to Florida, hence the videos in Florida. Got into another relationship, rushed that one. Whew, which that was a mistake. Never rush a relationship. There's no need to rush. We have nothing but time. Time, so they say. Anyhow, it ended. I left Connecticut. I was suffering. I was sad. I didn't want to be in Connecticut. I was like, I need to get out of Connecticut. I'm not growing. I'm not prospering. Tried nursing school. Didn't do it. Things were just not going according to how I planned. Okay. So I left Connecticut, went to Florida, did my life there, got with somebody that was another narcissist, and decided to be celibate and alone for now that I'm like in my 30s and I'm more mature and I have more discernment and I have been patient and celibate. That's why I say that he's on his way, because, you know, fell in love with God again, found God again, fell in love with God again, and now I live my life talking to him and praying to him and worshiping him. And I want to do another sit down video of the church and what my idea and my thought process is on church. Now, don't get me wrong, it can be a good healing place if you're in the right one. Keep that in mind. If you're in the right church, it could be a healing and a good experience for you. And I'm not going to sit here and say that none of the experiences I had in church were bad. Not all of them were bad. And I did find healing there, and I did find God again, and I did find a routine in my spirituality. In that aspect of my spirituality, it was necessary for me to be in those churches, in those environments, and to create a schedule and a system for me to reach out to my Heavenly Father, our Heavenly Father, however you want to call it. And like I said, have discernment when you read the word. And you do need God. You can't do anything without God. I just want to put that out there. You know, if you think you're in this world and, you know, you can just not talk to God and you can just not commune with God and you can just not read the word and you need an experience. That's all I'm going to say. If you feel like you can go in this world and in this life without talking to having no spirituality, then you are mistaken. I'm telling you right now, you need God. So make sure that you find God somehow. Make sure you have an experience with God. Make sure that he is a part of your life, because through everything that I've went through, all the discernment, all the trials and tribulations I went through, all the awakenings I went through with finding out that I was the black sheep, finding out that, you know, I can't speak to my narcissistic mother, can't speak to my siblings because I tried to have a relationship with them as well. They refused to have a relationship with me. You know, trying to have a relationship with my bloodline, my aunt, my grandmother, they just not with it. And my adopted family as well. Went to Florida, got into a really bad car accident that almost killed me. Almost lost my house again. Had no job, and they were nowhere to be found. Unless it was about some money. So I cut everybody off. And it's now me, my son, and my goals and God. Literally moved to South Carolina to have some type of a better life for me and my son. Find friends, find a community that loves us, find people that really love us for real. You know what I'm trying to say? Was going to go back to Connecticut, and boy, I'm glad that I didn't. Because when I was in the midst of almost losing my home again, reached out to his dad, and his dad was like, well, you need to figure it out, and you need to and I never, you know what, when he came out his mouth like that with me, my baby daddy, my ex-husband, when he was on some BS, because I was asking him for help for his son, not for me, I said, you know what, I ain't going to Connecticut. I'm not gonna go to Connecticut and work 3 jobs and never see my son, because that's not what this is about. The rent is actually extremely high in Connecticut. Extremely high. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to Connecticut to be stressed out, not be with my son, and just be stressed out. No, and never see my son. And God knows, you know, what experiences he would have had with his dad's side of the family. Because honestly, if you don't like me, if you don't love me, and my son came from me, then you secretly don't like my son. And you leave it in the comments if you believe that too, because that's what I think. I think if you don't like me as a person, then you're not gonna like the person's kids or kid or whatever, you know, what's attached to them. That's how I always felt in my heart, convicted of that. Thank God I didn't go back. I really, honestly, wholeheartedly didn't want to go back to Connecticut. Unless it was like something serious that I really, really had to, emergency or something like that. And since I left back in 2020, I'm going to say 2023, 2021, I have not gone. I was going to go visit just recently, but my son didn't want to go. So I'm like, all right, if you don't want to go, what are we going to go for? So we ended up not going. Anyhow, long story short, this is my advice for y'all. Share your story. If you want details of things, because I just kind of skimmed through my life, you know, as a child into adulthood. If you guys want a detailed video about narcissistic mothers, my dad is MIA. He's been MIA since I was a teenager. He got locked up, okay? He got locked up. Didn't come out till I was, 18? I was already an adult. And unfortunately, he got deported to DR because he's Dominican and had no papers in the US. Okay? Just doing whatever. Not making the right choices. This is why I say, parents, make the right choices by your children. They need you. They will suffer from your consequences. If it's nothing that I've learned, your children will suffer for your lack of responsibility to them. If you are not a responsible parent and you think that the choices you make as an adult will not have an effect on your children, there's something's not clicking up here. Something is not clicking up here if you think that you can do this life and make whatever decisions you want without thinking that your children will not suffer the mistakes that you make as an adult. Go talk to somebody. Please go talk to somebody, because something ain't right up here. All the stuff I went through was a reflection of how my parents decided to live their life. And it made me be and think, you know what? When I have children, I'm not going to put them through things like that. Did I come to break the curses of my bloodline? I highly believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. You want to know why? One of the biggest things that I have seen in my bloodline was homelessness, poverty, unstable job. Okay, somebody likes to move around. That doesn't make them unstable. If they're keeping their job while they're moving, to me, that's not unstable. To me, that's a person that likes to see the world and likes to see places. So you're trying to tell me a nurse that travels for work is unstable because she chose that career and that type of job? As long as she has her job and she's moving from state to state, to me, she's not unstable. She just likes the adventure. Everybody likes their stuff. I got called unstable because I like to jump from state to state. Why not? I'm young. People should explore the places and explore life. That's what life is about. Explore life. Have fun. Meet new people. Go new places. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not for nothing else. It's just to explore new things. You know? My son loves going new places. He likes to see new places. He likes to live new places. At first, he's not with it. But then when he gets there, he's like, oh, this was the best time of my life. I'm so happy that we did it. I'm so happy that we're here. I was like, I told you. And everything I do now as an adult, I have him in mind. Because that's what parents are supposed to do. You're supposed to think about, okay, is this going to be a good move for your son or your child? Not just selfishly exclude them, have other people take care of them, and then just dismiss the fact that you ever had them. I came to break that curse, okay? I came to break that curse. And just a heads up. If you guys want details on my story, details, just leave it in the comments. Just leave it in the comments. But yeah, I moved out of Florida because it was pricey. I love Florida. If I could have stayed in Florida and I had the money to stay in Florida, I would have stayed in Florida because I love Florida. Out of everywhere that I have lived, I love Florida. I will never stop saying that. I love Florida. I love the way Florida looks. I love the land. I love the trees. I love the beaches. I love Florida. Florida has a special place in my heart. I done lived in New York. I done lived in New Jersey. Pennsylvania, Connecticut. I done went to Texas and visited Texas. I like Florida. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for South Carolina and I like South Carolina. And there is a lot to do in South Carolina. You gotta look. And things are closer together than in Florida. So there is some pros here. But I don't know what it is with Florida. Florida's just different. I don't know. But if I had the money to stay in Florida, I would have stayed. But because it got too pricey for me, and I'm only one income, and I had to think about my son and feeding him and having a nice roof overhead and a nice place, I moved. So now we are in South Carolina for affordability and also the adventure. Why not? Your girl likes to try new things. That does not make me unstable. That does not make me an unfit mother. What makes someone an unfit mother, and mark my words because I've seen it and I've experienced it, is, drum roll, someone that is on drugs, alcohol, absent, no job, begging people for money and using people for money. And what else? Just absent. An absent parent all the way around. To me, I don't agree. Someone that makes choices and doesn't think about their child, that is a bad parent. Someone that purposefully wants to be around their child because they have something that they want or need or just want. That is an unfit parent. Someone that doesn't think about the needs of their child, that's an unfit parent. Someone that constantly speaks ill about their children to their other child is an unfit parent. And the list goes on. I have more and more. A parent that gets locked up on purpose and knows that they have no papers and does things to get locked up is an unfit parent. Okay? Purposefully gets locked up. Now, if I get locked up, who's going to take care of my children? The system? No. A stranger? No. I got to think about the choices I'm making that will affect my children. So I'm not going to put myself in a position where they're going to be down the line suffering because of my choices. A woman that sleeps with multiple men, or a man that sleeps with multiple women and knows they have small children, does that make them an unfit parent? It does. Can't go around sleeping with different people. You don't know if you're sleeping with a killer. Think about these things. That's an unfit parent. I'm telling you, the list goes on and on and on unfit parents. I can make a whole list. I should make a whole list and post it up on here so you guys can see that I am a fit, wonderful parent. That just because I move, why believe what someone else is saying about a mother, especially a single mother, when that's not what they're doing? Why believe a lie like that? Why believe a false narrative about someone when that's not even what their reality is in real life? If you take an hourglass and look, oh, I see. You know what I see? She's working. Oh, she moved. Oh, she got her own place. She's been paying her bills the whole year by herself. But yet they want to block blessings and talk BS and block relationships and, you know, oh, you can't have this friend, or you can. Shame on you. And a parent that talks bad about the other parent so that the other parent doesn't prosper and grow, shame on you. Let that woman and man live. Don't be jealous and envious about the baby daddy moving on or the baby mama moving on. Let them live their life. Let them have some peace. Let them have some friends. Don't go ruining neighborhood relationships and all that stuff. For what? So that you can sleep at night? Is that what makes you sleep at night? Then shame on you. That's evil. That's evil. You got to let people live. You got to let people enjoy where they're at in life and be grateful for how far they've come, because you don't know their story. You don't know what it took for them to get to that place that they're at now. The sweat, the blood, the tears, the praying, the declaring for the bloodline to be different. And yet you want to be a gossiper. Yet you want to be envious. Yet you want to be jealous. But you don't know what it took. Shame on you. You don't know that it almost took their whole life over and over and over again. If I was a cat, I have 9 lives, because there were so many multiple times that they try to take me out. That was another reason why I left Connecticut. People walking around the street trying to take me down, literally strangers. I said, I gotta get out the state. They're gonna kill me. If I have to go for business or to visit or emergency, I will go to Connecticut. But that's the only way I'm going back over there. Not to live, not to stay, not for nothing. They don't want to see the chosen live, because they know that we're going to speak the truth eventually. They don't want the truth out. The truth will set you free. Now, shame on the mothers and the fathers that talk junk about each other behind each other's back, instead of coming into agreement and communion and peace with each other. What, you gonna go behind my back? The baby daddy go behind your back and spread rumors and gossip about you because he wants people to look at you the way he does, because he knows that he has no chance. Baby fathers do it, baby mothers do it. And where does that get the kid? Isolated and alone, because that's how you want to see the mother. Isolated and alone with no friends and no nothing. No prospering. No nothing. And what benefit does that bring your child? That's a bad parent, in my opinion. So I have not, to this day, have wished anyone from my past, adopted family, mother, father, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, anybody, have wished them harm because they didn't want a relationship with me. Wholeheartedly. I've not wished harm upon them. I had let them go with peace and grace and blessings and try to move forward on my life. But for some reason, these narcissists that get mad because you chose to walk away and you chose a peaceful life want to write a narrative about you because they're not happy with the choices that they made in their life and the way that they're operating their life right now. Oh, this person can't be prosperous and this person can't have peace and this person can't be happy without us around. So we're going to gossip about them. We're going to lie on their name everywhere they go so that they don't have nobody. They don't have no friends. And they're just stalked on and watched because we made this story up and everybody's going to believe us. And shame on the people that believe those gossips and those lies also. Because judgment is over their heads as well. Those that believe the gossip and the narrative and the BS and the whatever about anybody without getting clarification from God himself, shame on you because judgment's on your head as well. A single mother that's doing her best, that's working every day, that's minding her business, getting her body right, eating healthy, working on her temple, praying to God, is blocked from blessings from gossip. Oh my God. Ooh, that's all I'm gonna say. Ooh, 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 ooh. Damn. That's a shame. Strong, independent woman doing what she gotta do, and all they wanna say is some negativity. Stay away from her. Don't talk to her. Whoo! But it's all good because either way, the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. I'm telling you right now. And this is why I'm posting the video. This is why I'm making the video. Because I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of looking at the narrative from the outside. I'm tired of being judged. I'm tired of being gossiped about. I know what I do. God knows what I do. And if they could sleep at night over listening to some gossip and some lies, then shame on them. Because I know the fruit that I produce every day. I know the truth I'm living in. I know where I stand. And I know how I move. And if you guys want more details, let me know. God bless, and I love you guys, and I'll come out with a little vloggy vlog you already know during the week. I should do a day in the life as a single mom living in South Carolina. Let's go. And if you got your truth, you better speak it. You better speak up for yourself. Don't let them write this narrative about you that ain't true. You speak too. You got a mouth too. God gave you a mouth, but you gonna speak the truth. You're not gonna lie about nobody because you was chosen. And I see you on the other side. I love you guys. Peace.